welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The afternoon sun was still high as I turned my car into the driveway, earlier than usual thanks to a cancelled meeting. My mind replayed the morning's goodbye, a quick peck on the cheek from Clara, her smile tight and distracted. I should have known then, I suppose, but who really expects their ordinary day to unravel so spectacularly? Stepping out of the car, I sensed the silence of our usually bustling home. Clara had said she'd be out with friends, but her car, parked askew in the driveway, hinted at a change of plans. Curiosity edged over me as I approached the front door, key sliding into the lock with a soft click that seemed louder in the quiet afternoon. Inside, the house was dim, the air thick with a scent that was not ours, a mix of cologne and something floral, foreign. The muffled sound of laughter trickled down from the upstairs bedroom, slicing through the stillness. My heart thumped a wild rhythm against my ribs as I moved towards the staircase, each step heavy with a growing dread. The laughter grew louder, a man's voice weaving through it, deep and unfamiliar. I paused at the top of the stairs, the door to our bedroom slightly ajar, a sliver of light spilling out. The voices inside were playful, intimate. A chill ran down my spine. Pushing the door with a shaky hand, the scene before me unfolded like a grotesque tableau. Clara, naked and bound to our bed, eyes wide not with fear, but an alarming exhilaration. Beside her stood a man in a black robe, his back to me, a candle in his hand dripping wax along her skin. Her body arched, a moan escaping her lips, and the room spun around me. Clara. My voice was a stranger's, hoarse and cracking. The man turned, his face registering shock then a smug disdain as he recognized the intruder in his intimate play. Clara's eyes met mine, wide now with genuine fear, her lips parting in a stammered string of nonsensical pleas. No, it's not. What is this? I demanded, stepping into the room, my gaze locked on the man. His presence, an invasion, his actions, a personal assault. I can explain, Clara tried again, her voice a desperate whisper. The room felt unbearably hot, the air thick with betrayal. The man, still too composed, set the candle down and shrugged as though the situation were a mere inconvenience. You came home early, he stated, an obvious fact delivered with infuriating calm. Ignoring him, I turned to Clara, searching for any sign of the woman I had married. How long? I asked, the question tearing at my throat. She hesitated, her eyes darting away, and that was answer enough. I don't know how long I stood there, the silence swelling around us like a living thing. Eventually, I turned and left the room, her cries of explanation trailing after me, disintegrating like smoke. Downstairs, I paced, each step a hammer blow to the life I thought we'd built. Betrayal, so often spoken of in abstracts, was painfully tangible in that moment, coating my tongue with its bitter taste. The decision to divorce came not as a thunderclap, but a quiet, deadly promise to myself. Revenge, though, a fiery, tempting whisper, promised more immediate satisfaction. I would dismantle their deceit, piece by piece. I would reclaim my life, but first I would ensure they had none together. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the windows, I understood with chilling clarity, Clara and I were already ghosts in this home. The future, once shared, now forked into separate, dark paths. The journey back from betrayal began with a single step away from that upstairs room, but the road ahead, littered with the debris of a broken heart, promised a story far from over. The next day dawned with a clarity that seemed mocking in its brightness. My night had been restless, haunted by images of Clara's betrayal and the smug look of the man in the black robe. Their faces were etched behind my eyelids, vivid in the dark. I left the house early, driven by a need to escape the walls that seemed to whisper Clara's deceit. The cool morning air was a small relief as I headed towards the heart of the city. My first stop was the office of my old friend and attorney, Michael. I needed an ally skilled in unraveling the lives of others. Michael's office was a buzz of activity, but he ushered me into his calm, book-lined sanctuary with a concerned frown. "Alex, you look like hell," he remarked, shutting the door with a soft click behind us. "I feel worse," I admitted, sinking into one of the leather chairs opposite his desk. "I need your help, Michael." He listened, his expression growing increasingly grim as I recounted yesterday's events. When I finished, there was a heavy silence, filled only by the distant hum of the city. "This is bad, Alex. But you're in the right place," Michael finally said. "What's your plan?" "Divorce, for starters," I said, the word bitter on my tongue. "But not quietly. I want every detail of her affair out in the open." "He's going down with her." Michael nodded, tapping a pen against his desk. "I can start the proceedings, dig into this guy's background. We'll see how clean his hands are." "Thank you," I murmured, the weight of my next words gathering momentum. "And, I need to know if she's done this before. I can't shake the feeling this wasn't the first time." "Consider it done. I'll have my best people on it." Michael's tone was resolute, his determination a small comfort. Leaving Michael's office, I headed to a cafe across the street. As I ordered a coffee, my phone buzzed, an unknown number. "Alex?" The female voice was tentative, cautious. "Yes, who is this?" "It's Erica, Clara's friend." Her voice cracked with nervousness. "We need to talk. I think there's something you should know about what's been going on." Curiosity piqued, I agreed to meet her in the park nearby. Minutes later, I found Erica sitting on a bench, her posture tense, her eyes darting around nervously. "Erica, what is it?" I asked as I approached. She took a deep breath. "I've been covering for Clara for months," she blurted out. "But it's not just the guy you saw. There's more, Alex. Much more." Her words hit like a physical blow, widening the chasm Clara had already carved in my heart. "Tell me everything," I demanded, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. As Erica recounted details of Clara's multiple indiscretions, the scope of her betrayal became horrifyingly clear. Each revelation was a twist of the knife already lodged deep. "I'm sorry, Alex," Erica said, her eyes filled with genuine remorse. "I couldn't let this go on any longer, not after seeing how much it hurt you." I nodded, my mind racing. "Thank you for telling me, Erica. It changes everything." As I walked back to my car, the pieces began to click into place. Clara's web of lies was extensive, but now I had threads to pull, unraveling her deceit thread by thread. The game had changed, and I was no longer a mere participant, I was the player, and it was time to reclaim control. The battle lines were drawn, and my strategy was clear: expose the truth, protect my interests, and ensure Clara and her accomplices paid dearly for their treachery. The road to redemption would be fraught with confrontation, but I was ready. Ready to fight, ready to win back my life. As I drive back from meeting Erica, my phone buzzes relentlessly with calls from Clara, which I ignore. The sting of betrayal sharpens with every vibration, a reminder of the lies that permeated our life together. By the time I reach home, a plan begins to crystallize, fortified by Erica's revelations and the legal muscle Michael promised to flex. Clara is waiting in the living room when I enter, her face drawn, eyes red-rimmed. The sight of her vulnerability almost sways me, but the echo of Erica's words steels my resolve. "Alex, please, we need to talk," she pleads, rising to meet me. I hold up a hand, stopping her in her tracks. "Save it, Clara. I know everything." Her face crumples. "Alex, Enough," I cut her off sharply. "I talked to Erica. She told me everything." "How many were there, Clara?" She sobs, sinking back onto the sofa. "It doesn't matter now. It matters to me, I snap, my voice colder than I intend. How many? 3, she whispers, her voice nearly lost beneath the weight of her confession. The admission is a gut punch, even though I braced for it. Why? I demand, though I know no answer will suit the raw edges of my heart. I was lonely, she begins, the familiar refrain of the unfaithful. You were always working, and they were there, and... Stop, I say, silencing her excuses. I'm not here to listen to your justifications. The room fills with a tense silence. I watch Clara struggle with her emotions, her face a tumult of regret and fear. What are you going to do? She finally asks, a trace of fear threading through her voice. I'm filing for divorce, I state flatly. Michael is drawing up the papers as we speak. And everyone will know why. No, please, Alex, don't do that to me, she begs, reaching out. I step back, out of her reach. You did this to yourself. And I'm not done. I'm going to make sure you and your lovers pay for what you've done. Clara collapses into tears, but the sight no longer pulls at my heart. I turn and head to the kitchen, needing space to think. I'm alone with my thoughts for only a moment before my phone rings again. It's Michael. Alex, I've got some news, he says without preamble. We've done some digging. The man in the black robe. Turns out he's married, wealthy, influential. This could get messy. Good, I reply, a grim satisfaction settling over me. The messier, the better. What about the others? Still working on it. But Alex, be careful. These are powerful people. There could be repercussions. I'm ready for them, I assure him, my resolve hardening. Keep digging, Michael. I want everything. After hanging up, I stand at the window, looking out over the neighborhood, the normalcy of the scene outside at odds with the turmoil within. As the sun sets, casting long shadows over the lawn, I feel the weight of the coming battle. But there's also a newfound clarity and purpose. The road ahead is fraught with confrontation and revelations, yet I am unyielding. I will reclaim my life and my dignity, no matter the cost. The storm is gathering, and I am at its heart, driving it forward. The days that follow are charged with an electric tension, each hour bringing new revelations and deeper resolve. My once quiet life has morphed into a storm of legal battles and public scandals. Clara's lovers, once shadows in our marriage, now have faces and names splashed across tabloids thanks to Michael's relentless digging. The man in the black robe, revealed as influential businessman Gregory Dalton, is the first to fall under the weight of the scandal. One chilly morning, as autumn leaves begin to carpet our lawn, I receive a call from an unknown number. I answer, wary. Mr. Thompson, the voice is clipped, formal. This is Detective Larson. I need to speak with you about a matter concerning your wife. Of course, Detective, I reply, my pulse quickening. What's this about? It's best if we discuss this in person. Can we meet at your office in an hour? See you then, I say, the line going dead. At the office, Detective Larson is waiting, a folder thick with documents in hand. His face is somber as he greets me. Mr. Thompson, we've uncovered something in our investigation into Mr. Dalton that involves your wife more deeply than we anticipated, he begins, opening the folder. He slides a photograph across the table, Clara and Gregory, looking intimate but casual, in what looks like a real estate office. My heart sinks, but I prompt him to continue. This was taken months ago. Your wife and Mr. Dalton were involved in a fraudulent real estate deal. It seems your wife wasn't just cheating on you, she was using these relationships to secure illegal financial gains. The room spins slightly as the layers of Clara's deceit unravel further. Was she the mastermind? I ask, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. It appears so, Larson confirms. Dalton was her latest, but the others were involved too. It's a complicated web, and she was at the center of it all. I nod, the pieces of the painful puzzle finally fitting together. Clara's infidelities weren't just emotional betrayals, they were part of a larger scheme, each lover a pawn in her game. "Thank you, detective," I say as he stands to leave. "Please keep me informed." "Will do, Mr. Thompson." As the door clicks shut, the finality of it all settles over me. My marriage wasn't just a lie, it was a criminal conspiracy. Later that day, I confront Clara at home. She is pale, her usual composure shattered. "Clara, the police were here. They know everything," I say without preamble. She looks up, her eyes searching mine for a shred of sympathy. "Alex, I can explain." "There's nothing to explain." My voice is a roar in the quiet room. "You used me, Clara. You used us all." She tries to approach, tears streaming down her face. "I never wanted to hurt you, Alex. It started small, and then, it just grew out of control. I love you." "Love?" I scoff, the word bitter. "Your love is toxic, Clara. It's destructive." There's a long silence, heavy with the weight of our broken past. "I'm leaving," I finally say. "And I'm taking everything. The house, the cars, the accounts. You'll be left with nothing but your guilt." Clara sinks to the floor, sobbing, but I feel nothing but a cold detachment. As I turn to leave, I see the woman I loved dissolve into a stranger consumed by greed and deception. That night, as I pack the last of my things, the house feels like a shell, hollow and echoing. I leave the keys on the kitchen counter, a symbolic gesture of closure. Clara is nowhere to be seen, and I prefer it that way. Driving away, the final threads of my old life sever with a clarity that is sharp in its relief. The road ahead is uncertain, but it is mine alone to navigate. As the rearview mirror frames the home I once cherished, a sense of freedom washes over me. The past, with all its pain and betrayal, recedes into the background, leaving only the road ahead and the promise of a new beginning.